Well, welcome back to another edition of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse. Really weird cinema edition, but first, the new issue of Shock Cinema is on sale, probably in Barnes & Noble, at, shockcinema.com or whatever. Always a great magazine, been around for close to over 3 decades now, longer than I've been around actually. Steve always does the right thing, great articles, great interviews, great everything, so don't forget to pick up your copy of Shock Cinema. And now on a sad note, and I didn't want to actually address this until I found out, I was sort of hoping it was a hoax, because someone had posted on Facebook that 80s porn actress Gina Fine had passed away. Well, you can't believe what you see on the internet, but unfortunately it was confirmed that Gina Fine had passed away at age 61 years old. Gina was hot. I mean, no shit, she was hot. And I did meet her once at the old East Coast Video Show in Atlantic City. I was just hanging around. I had my badge on. She walked up to me and she said, "Okay, so you're 42nd Street Pete. What are you going to do if they knock your house down now?" So we got a chuckle out of that. I mean, she was a pretty cool lady wearing a black mesh body stocking, which was really hot. So, unfortunately, 61 years old is way too young to go. I don't know what the particulars were, but may she rest in peace. Now, on to today's mayhem, or whatever we call it here. Going back, I gotta write notes because honestly, be honest with you, I ain't really doing that fucking great. I'm just keeping this shit going because, you guys want it. But physically, mentally, and I don't know, a lot of things are not going right. But anyway, go back to 1972's The Hot Box, written by Jonathan Demme, and directed by Joe Viola, who basically, Joe had done this, but he also was a producer and wrote The Bionic Woman and T.J. Hooker, the TV series. And this one puts us firmly back in the Philippines with the only named star. There's actually 2 named stars in there. Margaret Markov, I think this is her first picture, and Charles Deerkop, who plays a dual role. He's, well, first get into the particulars. There's a bunch of revolutionaries it starts out with, and you see basically a kid collapsing and almost dying from some kind of bacterial disease he got in the village. Then we fast forward to 4 lovely nurses working in a wonderful hospital in the big city for the people that basically keep these other people under their thumb. So their leader decides to kidnap the 4 nurses and put them to work. And initially they resist, but when they see what's going on, and that they are visited by a reporter named Mr. Garcia, who is really a colonel of some sort in the military, who is undercover. And this is Charles Deerkop again. So the nurses actually get away, are rescued, and one of them is raped by that character. And they find out that what they were told and what really is going on is 2 different things. And the colonel is going to attack the revolutionaries, so the nurses get loose, warn them, and take up arms against the revolutionaries in a pretty fucking cool battle at the end. From what I understand, they used cadets from a military school to do this one. I don't know if this was done by New World or just released by New World, but it's a pretty good shoot 'em up, a lot of action. Deerkop's a really scummy villain, and Margaret always shines, and there's ample blood and nudity for everyone, so what's not to like? So now we go into 1974 with a film called Caged Heat, directed by Jonathan Demme. And it's kind of weird because when you take the women in prison genre out of the jungle, it sort of sputters a little bit. Not saying that Caged Heat is a bad film, but it isn't. It's Erica Gavin gets arrested and thrown in prison with people like Juanita Brown and Roberta Collins and some others. And there's the usual, crazy warden, crippled, played by Barbara Steele in this wheelchair, who has a cabaret-like set fantasy during the film. And also a crazy doctor who was doing brain experiments, for lack of better words, on unwilling inmates. So Roberta's always been a problem, and Roberta escapes and helps her friend Juanita out, who's locked up. And the Erica Gavin character and Juanita decide to do a breakout. They break out and they go find an old friend of theirs who's a sex worker played by Cheryl Rainbow Smith, and they decide to do a couple of heists and go back and break the girls out of prison. So they're just about to do some really weird shit to Roberta when the girls hijack a fucking step van, crash through the gates, kill a bunch of guards, grab the doctor, grab the warden, grab Roberta, and get the hell out of there. Well, the police van is riddled with bullets. Barbara Steele and the doctor get killed, and the girls run away, and everybody, I guess, lives happily ever after. I might have seen these two on a double bill. I know I saw them both at a drive-in, and like I said, when Caged Heat came on, I was a little bit put off by the whole thing because, again, it was in the Philippines. But, of course, we all know Jonathan went on to do some great, great films like Silence of the Lambs and others, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So, yeah, two definitely worth checking out. Do them as a double bill. If you can get them from Shout Factory, Caged Heat's out on a double bill with Jackson County Jail, and Hot Boxes sold individually. But I don't know what happened to them. I managed to snag them when they had some kind of good sale, so whatever. Well, anyway, shout out to FuseboxShow.com, GrindhouseReleasing.com, MitchMcConnell.com. Who the hell else we doing? Shock Cinema, of course, another guy. So, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.